This is your summative assessment for I Am Not Your Perfect Mexican Daughter. And I'm just going to go through this document so that you know what you need to do on each part. So, what you're going to do is you are going to be picking one theme that we have talked about while reading the book and write an essay discussing how two of the main characters were related to that theme or exemplified that theme. You're going to do this in parts. So the first thing you're going to do is choose which theme you're going to write about and the characters that you're going to use as your evidence. That's going to be due on Wednesday. Then you're going to complete the outline, which will be due Friday. Step 3 will be writing your first draft, which will be due Monday, the 4th, so a week from this Monday. And then the final will be due next Wednesday. So you'll be revising and editing and then submitting the final essay. The essay is going to be 4 paragraphs long. So you're going to have an introduction, 2 claim data warrant paragraphs, 1 for each character, and then a conclusion paragraph. I gave you some reminders here about what your essay should look like. So what kind of font you should use, what your paragraph should begin with and end with. And then these are some resources. So one, I reminded you that if you wanted to dictate your essay, you can do that on the Google Docs. So what you go to is tools, you would click voice typing, and then you would click this. I'm gonna unclick it because I don't want it to start typing. Also, remember, I know I added Grammarly to some of your Google Chromes, but I'm not sure if I added it to all of your browsers. So if you don't have Grammarly, then you should go ahead and go to this link and add it because that will help you check your grammar and your spelling. Also linked this little mini lesson on claim data warrant in case you need a refresher. So each of the steps are in this document. So what you're going to do is after each step, you're going to submit it on Google Classroom. I'll grade that step, send it back to you, and then you can move on to the next step. So the first step is just choosing your theme and characters. So remember, these are the 4 themes, and there's descriptions here. So pick one of these, and whichever one you want to write your essay about, you're just going to highlight in yellow, so I know that's the one you chose. And then, based on whichever theme, you have to think about which 2 characters would you be able to provide evidence for having exemplified that theme. So, whichever 2 characters you think you would be able to do that for, you're going to pick those 2 characters. You might want to go back to your theme notes and look at which chapters and which characters you talked about in your theme notes, because that's going to help you write the paper. And then this, you're just going to answer why did you choose the theme you chose and why did you choose the characters you chose. So this can just be a sentence or 2. So once you're done with this, you're going to go to the Google Classroom page and click submit. I'll look it over and return it to you, and then you can start on part 2. And I've included what each sentence should have for each paragraph. So here's the introduction, sentence 1, sentence 2, sentence 3, sentence 4, 5, 6. So you're going to write all those sentences with your own information. So some I gave you examples. So if it's an example, I say example, so you shouldn't be copying this. You should be doing this on your own. This is just an example. If I give you like a fill in the blank sentence or a sentence starter, then you can copy and paste that, but you need to put your own information in the blanks. And you would type it here. The next paragraph, same thing. I gave you exactly what you need for each sentence, and you're writing the sentences in this box. So this will be for your first character, This will be for the second character. And then your conclusion paragraph is here. So I actually gave you fill in the blank sentences for the first two. And then the last one, I gave you an example. You're going to write that here. Once you get to this part, you're going to again go to Google Classroom and submit so that I can review this and write some notes for you. And then I'll send it back to you. Step 3 is your first draft. So all 4 paragraphs you're going to copy and paste into here. So you're going to write your name, your date. You're going to give a title to your essay. So I would title it the name of your theme in I'm Not Your Perfect Mexican Daughter. So if you do feminism, I would say feminism in I'm Not Your Perfect Mexican Daughter. Or if you choose mental health, I would say mental health in I'm Not Your Perfect Mexican Daughter. You indent and then you start. So you would just go up to your first paragraph draft here. You would copy whatever is in here and you would plug it in here. So you'd put all 4 paragraphs in there and then you would read it to make sure that it flows nicely, right? Make sure that you have capital letters, punctuation, your verb tenses are correct. And so this is where you're going to need that Grammarly help for spelling and grammar. Once you're done with this, you submit to Google Classroom. I'll look at it, return it, and then you'll do part 4. So once I get your first draft, I'm going to give you some feedback on your paper. Based on what I tell you or what I ask you to do, you're going to go ahead and fix it, and then you're going to copy it into here, and that'll be your final draft. Once that's done, you'll submit, and that's what your grade will be based on, this final piece here. If you have questions or you want help, you can chat me or send me an email during my office hours, which are 9 to 10 or 3 to 4. Otherwise, come to the live conference, which this week is Monday and Wednesday from 12:30 to 1.